Welcome back to the STG ice sheet, you beautiful people. Last episode we had bugs and we had Drell, and it was glorious and a serious shootout. They attacked us from pretty much all angles, so we had a crash ship module come in there. That was a few episodes ago, but we didn't touch it. Then they had a crash ship chunk come in, smash into wall, trigger those bugs. These bugs then came out and then just went pretty crazy. All got trapped outside and gunned down pretty quickly, which was fine for us. Then the Drell came in, all of their drop pods went haywire and they landed all over the map. Thankfully, it has shown us that when the enemies come in, they come around this corner and then start pushing up along here into this section, which is semi well defended but not amazingly well, which has brought us on to the next point of our new defences. Okay, I can't build that because I don't have the resources, so let's do it this way. We're going to put granite walls across here, but not in that section. Then to keep us safe, and well, once again, I've got to do it the old school way. We're going to put granite walls to here. So if that explodes, it's not going to take this out. Granite walls there, just to protect them from explosives. And then copy this one across to here. And then they're going to have to go across the top there and there. And now we're made a, I guess you'd call it like a dead zone, where nothing can defend them. And then 2 more turrets. And I'm thinking we'll go in braziers and then into heavy granite walls here. That looks like a bit of a mean defense. Rocket comes into here, they're safe. Rocket goes into there, that's safe. Rocket goes into here, they're safe. Wow, you had your Weet-Bix this morning, Gonzi. That is some class thinking right there. Now, and then we need to put some steel doors in. Do we need to use steel doors? No, we could use granite. It's going to take a while to get the granite, but ultimately the granite's always going to be cheaper. So doors to reload, we'll get those in. Yep. And now this area here is going to be a nightmare to attack. And then them being able to shoot in and across. That is pretty sweet. Cerberus serums are the next point. Do we have any more made up? The answer is no, we don't. But we got a couple, and maybe even 3 people with Cerberus serums now. So they are moving quicker, they're working harder, they're working faster and working better. Which is awesome. Got a whole bunch of Drell corpses all over the place. We did strip off a few of the survivors because we wanted their tactical vests. He does have a recon helmet, but I don't think it's going to be worth the time because we have more important things to be getting on with. Also, I am away at the moment, so if I haven't replied to your comment or used your advice, I do apologise because I wouldn't have seen it because this episode was done, I guess, 3 days before you would have seen it, if that makes sense. So yeah, I should be back on Monday and then everything will be back to normal. That is a lot of guns. We are getting a serious amount of guns. Right. That means that we're going to need to go into storage, weapons locker, and we are out of steel. Is there one that we can make out of chitin? Yes, we got plenty of chitin at the moment, and no point doing it that way because everything is coming over here anyways. Let's get on that. Nice and quick time. Okay, everything is set to be moved across. This is going to make the storeroom considerably bigger. We'll also put the trade beacon in there. Now, okay, cool. That says it's unroofed. So we're going to need to roof it in and then see if it's under the mountain. If it is, we are going to need to find a bug repeller to put in. Because if the bugs come into that section, they can literally wipe out all of our supplies. Something that we do want to do, in fact, is we are going to take a pallet. So we're going to take a pallet and put it there. That is going to store our steel, plasteel and gold. For the simple reason that components and advanced components require steel, plasteel and gold. And normal components only require steel. So if we can keep most of that in this area, where it's our production room, that is like 90% of the stuff that we'll need. So that is going to make all of this a lot quicker. And we're already starting to run into the issue of getting clothes all over the base, because for some reason when a few of them died, they dropped their kit, and then also we obviously picked some other stuff up. So we have this now set so it can store apparel, can't store clean but can store tainted. So that'll get brought over here. Then we've got these set up to destroy the apparel, and then we also are going to want to set a bill for smelting the apparel as well. So we do forever, drop on ground, then we won't allow clean. Then everything else should be gravy. Limit the radius, and then we're just going to copy that one and move it across to here. If I can click it, that looks pretty good to me. With a little bit of tinkering, we have managed to, I guess, kind of move everything into this section. We still don't have power because we have run out of steel, which is unsurprising. We are making a crazy amount of ammo. We're also building new turrets, reinforced walls. All require a lot of resources. Paddock has been breaking down the chunks and doing this stuff. Uralin is gathering steel slag for some reason. Not too sure why he's off doing that instead of other things. But details, not a massive issue. We are going to have to put some more storage shelves in and then work on developing this area. And now that everything has been moved out and we don't have a stockpile zone in there, all we need to do is basically just reinstall that wall there, which opens all of this up. We break this wall down, and then we break that wall down, and then we leave the airlock. And we should be able to put some nice rec things in for the Solarians. So what are we looking at the moment? Got a piano. Why not? I've seen Morden. Morden likes musicals. Roulette table. Let's go for a darts board. And that needs to be made out of stuff. Okay, we'll go with wood. We can do that. Punching bag. We'll go with cloth on that one. And then a modern PC. And we can make that one out of marble. Cool. That should give them a bit more recreation variation, which will be good. That will keep them happy, and then we can develop and build that from there. So that is recreation sorted. Well, will be soon. So that's looking good. Then we'll just need to work on this as we get to it. That is coming along quite nicely. Doggo's still hauling in the corpses. Not doing a massive amount on the old bringing these bodies in front, but not a... That's not the end of the world. And we did go out and we destroyed the bug ships because, well, they had steel in them, and we've marked that steel up there. There is a lot of building and repairing, which is one issue of using all the turrets and having a kill zone so big, is when they shoot and they spray and they hit the other walls, then you guys run up and try to repair them individually, which takes a long old time. And talking about a long old time, let's look on the dog front. So we got a bunch more that we can have start training up, and then we got 4 more puppies. Let's load the puppies into the drop pod. So puppies, that should be them. And I was told to check the fuel level, and yeah, the fuel level is only set to 75. So let's get that up to 150 and see if it makes a big difference for us. So having a little look at the security force, so that is their capital. We found that out in the last episode. It's about 120 tiles away. If we zoom into here and we look at what we can actually do with the fuel range, max distance is 66 tiles, even with the fuel set to 150. So yeah, we got very little chance of getting the drop pods over there. But what we do have a chance of getting over there is the dropship, which is a beautiful piece of kit, but at 4,500 steel, we are a long way away from being able to get that. And at 350 gold, That is something that we would need to work towards for quite a while. So nothing that we can do now, but what we can do is ready for launch, launch the group, then we send it over to site 26. And then give it as combat supplies to site 26 for plus 99. So we're on, actually let's do this properly. Cancel that, cool, go here. We're on plus 53, so still neutral. We get the doggies, send them over, plus 99. We go in normal speed. This comes across. And nothing happened. Fantastic. So we've got to actually befriend them properly. And once more, due to our very aggressive expansion of turrets and other power consuming items, we are running low on power again. We've had to turn this section here off, which has just brought us up to a spare 1000-ish volts. Means we need to hunt down a couple more power cells. Removing the walls and the power lines in there, just got to double check that they are reinforced. Yep, so that should be fine. We'll expand that out, and then once we get the resources, all of this will be steel tiles. Had an exotics good trader come in, which has been quite handy. So we've been able to sell off a whole bunch of things, and we also managed to pick up a bunch more Frumbo fur. So I'm not sure if that came in a drop pod, one of the tribals had it, or a Frumbo died on the map, and then we butchered it down. I think we would have had more fur if we had butchered it. So not a massive issue. Whole bunch of things that we can sell off, and we've also been able to pick up a mechanoid power cell, which is going to be super good for our power supply. And then we've also been able to get rid of a whole bunch of garbage ammunition. One slight issue with combat extended, you kind of need to know what ammo you're using, otherwise this will make utterly no sense. So we're using 556x45 AP. Okay, so we know that one. And then we're also using 762x51 NATO, which is also AP, so we know that one. And then the 20x110, and then the BMG 50 cal AP armor piercing incendiaries. Yeah, it doesn't get too confusing. It gets a little bit. And then as for skill trainers, they don't have crafting, otherwise we would have picked that one up. No real bionics that we want. Neurostimulator wouldn't be too bad, but the ones that we can get on our UAC bench are generally better. And then selling off a whole bunch of the garbage weapons, netting us a tidy 5,719 profit, which isn't too bad. And now the storeroom is almost clear. One thing that we will need to do is keep an eye out for some more steel. Steel's going to be quite important. And I did have a little look-see and notice that that area there looks like it would be a very good size for a mechanoid power cell. So I'm thinking maybe if we go one lower, and then we can always just reinforce the wall. So if we want one there and one there, yeah, then we can just cement them in. I like the idea of that. However, that area is going to have to be mined out and walled before we even think about it, because those things create so much power, well, so much heat, that it would just destroy the crops. And we can't really do too much about it, because if we tunnel into that area, then all the heat will get out, then all the crops die, and we need more steel before that point. And talking about steel, let's see if we can't get ourselves a metal trader. So we have a 11,259, which should be able to net us 2,000 steel. We'll toss over for a little bit, not forever, but for a decent while. And I keep going on about getting GNU a helmet, so let's go get a combat supplier in. And unfortunately, no really different coloured helmets other than that Jaeger helmet, but that's poor quality. So you'd probably end up just getting brained if you wore it, so we're not going to go with it. And this played out a little bit different to what I thought, so we did mark that up, but obviously the walls here are missing at the moment. So all that's happened is our guys have just gone through the storeroom into there to mine it, which means we can just put the power cell, actually we want the power cell against the wall so at least it has some protection. So we're going one here and then one there. We only have one power cell at the moment. The other one is down there. We're going to leave it there for the moment just in case something goes wrong. We don't want all of our power supply being wiped out in one go. It has happened to me more times than I care to admit. And we've finally managed it. All of the dogs that we have are trained to haul. Oh no, they're not. We've got 3 in the bottom. Let down. That did take a little while, but it is starting to move there. And Orlan is cracking on with the granite chunks, which frees Paddock up, which is actually massive, because I think Paddock pretty much defaults up here now, along with Terra. So between them, doing all the mining, and then Orlan breaking them all down, we are going to have all of the granite chunks that we need. Yeah, that's going on very, very nicely now. So found the Frumbos. We have Frumbo 1, and then we've got another 2 Frumbos there as well. So I think the only proper thing to do is Paddock and Gnu come up here. We're going to go hunt the Frumbos. This one is now marked up for slaughter, because a Frumbo isn't a massive use to us, and they eat a crazy amount, so they'll eat us out of house and home in virtually no time at all. So yeah, we're not really going to mess with them. And also if we slaughter it, when we butcher it down, we're going to be able to get more resources from it. And these ones are going to run off the map anyway. So let's take that out. That happened almost instantly. And then we got one more. I was wondering where the flashlight came from, and it is over here. These are basic granite embrasures at the moment, but considering how slowly we are actually getting anything built, I don't think that is the worst thing. This isn't really designed to stop a full-on attack, we just don't have the resources to be able to do it. But talking about resources, this is quite nice over here. That is a nice amount of steel, some compact components, and some plasteel as well. Let's finish those off, and hopefully soon we'll be over there and building that wall up. Orlin is still doing his part, and we're still producing a nice amount of granite chunks. We are digging in nicely. Finally walled in across here, and we are starting to mine on this side of the map. Now we don't have any doors, so what I am thinking is something pretty light and something pretty basic. If we go steel door, granite embrasure, and let's go with the heavy granite walls at the moment, just for the simple reason that we know something's going to try to come through it eventually. We won't need to keep this here forever, but if it's there for a little bit, we might as well make it functional. So that's going to get shot up as soon as they come around there, which means that we need a door there to try and slow them down. Then we're also going to need another door here, followed by a granite embrasure, then followed by heavy granite walls. Yeah, not a crazy amount of resources, not cheap, but we definitely have made worse things in the past. Take that out. Okay, that's good. Then another wall there. Then we follow this with granite doors, because granite's something that we got plenty of. Could chuck another turret round somewhere, but I don't think it's needed. If we just put another door there, actually let's change that, that needs to be a steel door. Then yeah, that is going to buy us a little bit of time and shouldn't slow our guys down too much. They're definitely not going to be quick going through it, but they shouldn't be too slow. Pull the power line to here. Yet again, a terrible idea, because we're putting the power line right where we're expecting everything to shoot later on, but something for us to deal with later. Pull another one down here, and we'll come across the top because we don't want to dig into that, just to prevent sappers coming through here. And seeing as we're doing okay on steel, let's put some power lines around the outside just in case we need it. Right. That is starting to take shape. I'm liking this quite a lot. Okay, sorry about it being a shorter episode today, but I have to run. I'm about 2 hours late already, and I don't want to be any later than I already am. So thank you very much for watching the STG ice sheet. I've been Konzi. All your likes, comments, sub support have been amazing. You guys are awesome. You know what you need to do for the algorithm, and I'll catch you on the next one.